Hello, everyone, and welcome to another executive interview at Edison. I'm Jyoti Prakash, healthcare analyst at the Edison Group. We are joined today by Jeppe Øvlesen and Dr. Thomas Jonassen, CEO and CSO of SynAct Pharma, a clinical stage biotech developing first-in-class therapies for inflammation across both chronic and acute settings. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Jeppe, Thomas, you both have extensive experience in life sciences. For those less familiar, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us what drew you to SynAct?
Yeah, Jeppe Øvlesen is my name, and I'm the CEO of the company. We actually started out way back in 2000, where we did our first biotech company together. The company was called Action Pharma, and we managed to sell the lead asset to AbbVie back in 2013. And then we got the idea basically the day after to do another company, and that became SynAct Pharma. SynAct basically hit it off, where we did a lot of the preclinical work, and then we managed to do a public listing of the company on a smaller stock exchange in Sweden in 2016, and then had a relatively good journey on the stock market, being a public listed company. Did an uplist to Nasdaq main market in 2022, and yes, a nice journey. So we have been together for more than 25 years, know each other quite well.
Yeah, my name is Thomas Jonassen. I'm a medical doctor, educated from University of Copenhagen. I'm also associate professor in cardiovascular pharmacology at the University of Copenhagen and visiting professor in immunopharmacology at William Harvey Research Institute in London, institute under next to Barts, the London School of Medicine. The Action Pharma was a company that Jeppe referred to, was a company that we set up together with some of my other scientific colleagues, and with some success took a compound all the way from the design of the molecule to phase II studies, whereafter we sold it to AbbVie. And you could say that SynAct Pharma is pretty much a similar way of addressing the development of compounds, that we are very focused on a compound called resomelagon, or also in the literature called AP1189, that we have taken all the way from design of the molecule and now are in clinical phase II. And I'm the CSO and have been running the development programs in these companies and additional other companies that we have set up during the years.
Your lead candidate, resomelagon, is targeting inflammation with a unique mechanism of action. Can you tell us a bit more about this compound and how does it work?
Resomelagon is a novel way of addressing inflammatory diseases by treating the compound, because the compound, compared to most other compounds you address to inflammatory diseases or autoimmune diseases, I think you could say that all compounds today that are used in the clinic, there is a risk to induce immunosuppression simply by reducing the inflammatory system to a level where there is increased risk of infections. The way we address this is, we could call, a novel way of doing it, a new approach for inflammatory diseases that we call resolution therapy. And that means that we, instead of suppressing the immune system or trying to block specific pathway, we rather aim to have a new set point in the inflammatory response, and thereby reduce the risk for this for the immunosuppression and thereby infections, but at the same time benefits from the body's ability to handle inflammation.
Resomelagon is targeting rheumatoid arthritis as your lead program and is currently being evaluated in a Phase IIb study, ADVANCE. Where's the unmet need in this space, and how is ADVANCE designed to address this?
I think the answer to that is that I always touched it here in the previous answer, that most compounds today reduce the inflammatory system to a level where there is associated with side effect profile, with an unwanted side effect profile. So our compound, from mode of action, where it modulates an ongoing active inflammation, especially in early stage of inflammations or in exacerbations of existing inflammation, means that we in rheumatoid arthritis can go in as first line, meaning that we very early in the disease development can come in with a compound that is well tolerated and thereby make a difference for patients, reducing the need for glucocorticoids, which are a major problem in daily clinic, as they are associated with a lot of side effects, and also potentially, you could say, delay the need for the more advanced and expensive second-line treatments. That's the goal or the track we are following right now in the ongoing advanced study, which is Phase IIb studies. And the other part of it is that you could say that every time you have an exacerbation in your existing disease, with a sharp increase in symptoms that is driven by activation of the immune system, our compound would fit into that. So you could say first line very early and then flares. And then in 10 years' time, I believe, you have a further understanding of rheumatoid arthritis and would most likely try to treat it even earlier. And there we know before we have the systems that some of these inflammatory cells that we are specifically targeting is activated. So there is possibility to even apply a brand new approach for the disease, but that would be for the future.
We have discussed resomelagon and your work in rheumatoid arthritis, but SynAct is far from a single program story. What else are you working on?
I think what would be fair to say is that we have decided to make a dual development program from this approach of resolution therapy. It fits into autoimmune inflammatory diseases, where you could say that our front-runner program is rheumatoid arthritis. But it also fits very, very well into what we saw under the pandemic, that virus infections are associated with induction of a hyperinflammatory condition in the body. That was what was so devastating with COVID-19. We have shown in patients that our compound has the ability to modulate this hyperinflammatory state and get patients faster out of hospital. And we are now following that path, you could say, in other viral infections. We are working together with sites in third world countries to address dengue, which is a major problem in for example, in Brazil. It's a virus that a so-called arbovirus that you get by infections by injections from mosquito, but also, and very importantly, that respiratory infections that lead patients to go to the hospital. That is not over with COVID. We have more than 500,000 cases in US every year that is hospitalized with influenza, and many of them would probably benefit for a compound that could modulate the hyperinflammatory response that is associated with that and gives prolonged disease and increased risk for more complicated disease. So that is our second part that we are following in parallel with the rheumatoid arthritis.
Talking about the company's operating performance, you recently presented your second quarter 2025 results. Can you touch on some of the key takeaways from the results?
Yeah, we have experienced strong support from our retail investors during the year, and that has enabled us to conclude a couple of financing rounds without applying the usual discount that you see in the market right now. And we are very happy about that. We're very pleased that we have managed to do so, and that has put us into a situation where we are, well financed into 2027, and we are quite happy about that situation. We have also seen a nice share price development and also an increased liquidity in the share, thanks to strong support from our 16,000 shareholders. In addition to this, we are also exploring different kind of soft money options, and of course the dual strategy that Thomas just mentioned, including dengue and infectious diseases, fits that strategy quite well. So we hope that we will be able to see some success on the soft money side during the next 12 months. So that is sort of the key takeaways from the Q report, I would say.
To wrap up, what are some of the key catalysts that investors should watch out for in the next 12 to 18 months from SynAct?
Well, there's sort of 3 or 4 areas which is sort of the main focus of SynAct for the next 12 to 18 months going forward. The first one is, of course, to make sure that we meet the deadlines on our RA study. We are, as mentioned in Phase IIb, we expect that we will be able to complete the recruitment in Q4, and then enable us to come out with data, top-line data in Q1 next year. So that is of course our main task right now, and where a lot of the focus goes on. Then the dual strategy of getting projects up and running in dengue, infectious diseases, and the viral infections as well is another important part. We expect that we will get the studies up and running within not long, and that will enable us to produce data during 2026 and hopefully be able to publish those as well. Another track that is very important for us is to make sure that we are in the limelight of business development. We have spent a lot of effort into that area, and just recently strengthened the team with the recruitment of our new CBO, Mads Bjerregaard. And it's nice for us as a small company to see that there is a strong traction, strong interest from both big pharma and from big biotech. So we feel very comfortable that there's a good interest for what we do, and obviously to see if we can explore the opportunity for doing a deal during 2026 is a high priority for us.
Jeppe, Thomas, thank you for talking to us today. Exciting times ahead for SynAct. For audience keen to learn more about SynAct, please refer to the company website and keep an eye on edisongroup.com for our upcoming initiation report on the company. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.